Welcome to the Learning Lab Player Edition. We're here to answer any questions you may have about American Mah Jongg using National Mah Jongg League rules. If you have any question about the rules, or if you'd like to talk about skills, strategies, or even sportsmanship and etiquette, write them in the comment section below the video if you're watching the repost, and if you're watching the live stream, write it in the live stream chat. Thank you so much for being here with me. I also want to give a shout out to our channel moderators. Thank you very much for helping monitor the chat today. Welcome. Hello. Hello, Donna, Jay, Charlotte. We have Barb here. Kathleen, welcome. So if anybody has any questions, please let us know. Hello, Linda. I have my heater going. I need to turn it off. Hold on one second. It's warming up a bit today. Jackie, hello. I don't see any questions yet. I just want to give it a minute here to see if anybody would like to talk about anything specific. This is the alternative platform for the Learning Lab, which is a private Facebook group. If you don't know about it and you use Facebook, search for Learning Lab Player, Learning Lab #MAHJLIFE on Facebook. And that is a private space where players can ask questions and vetted instructors are there to answer your questions. So if you use Facebook, give that a try. And then this is intended for anyone, of course, but primarily for people who don't use social media. So you can come here on Tuesdays and ask questions about the game. Hello, Mary. Oh, yes, the pop-ups. Yes, I will be doing those on the weekends for the month of December. You won 3 games in your group. Wow, they're threatening to not invite you back. That's a nice problem to have. Hi, Dana. Okay, so today's topic, if we don't have any questions, is playing to win and recognizing when to end the chase. So it's all about pivoting. I just did a talk on that this last week in La Jolla, and it was a lot of fun. It was a very interactive activity. So we're going to talk a little bit about it today. I'm not going to spill all the goodies because the concept with that talk is for live events, but I'm going to give you some great tips. So if you struggle with what to do when your hand is weak or wounded, we're going to talk about that today. What do you do when your hand goes down? When your hand takes a turn? So I don't see any questions. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen and we'll get started on the topic. If you have any questions along the way, feel free to write them in the chat or the video description below if you're watching the repost. I have I Love Maj ready to go. So let me bring that up. And we're going to play with robots for this whole episode. And I like to play with the advanced robots. I think they play the most, well, I just like to play with the advanced bots. I like the feel of the flow of the game. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to play with the robots. So here we go. And we'll talk about the hand as it develops, and if it's weak or wounded, what to do, how to recognize that point in time, and what to do about it. So we're going to sort by suit, and we're going to target the strength of the hand. In this case, we do have a pair. I call that a multiple being a pair pung kong, an identical block of tiles. In American Mah Jongg, that is the end result that you're looking for. So if you build with the end in mind, target multiples. So this would be our starting point right there, the 3 crack pair. So whatever we choose to play is going to use that 3 crack pair right now. So with the remaining tiles, I see that we do have north, east, south. So there's a bit of potential for wins. We have a green dragon, 5, 6 in bands, 2, 6, 7, 9 in cracks, and an 8, 9 in dots. With these tiles, what goes through your mind with the 3 crack? What would you keep? And what category would you target here? What would be your focus? I know what I would do. I'll give you a minute to think about it, and then we'll get started. We are playing with robots though, so we don't want to take up too much time. If these were my tiles, I probably would focus on 3, 6, 9. We have 2 6s here, and that's why 2 6s plus a pair. I think 3, 6, 9 of some kind would be good. Because we have lots of discards, I'd probably keep the 5 to see if maybe a little odd hand would come in. Charlotte says little odds with news. That would be the second hand or third hand from the bottom on the left, but we have a lot of gaps. We don't have a 1 crack, 5 crack, 3 bam. So we have a long way to go there. So I would not focus on that. I would focus on 3, 6, 9. There's a 9. So we have a lot to work with 3, 6, 9. So I would pass the dragon, the 2, and maybe the 7 here. 2, 7 can't be used together. So let's see what we get. We got a 6, 6 band pair. So we have 3 and a 6. We should focus on 3, 6, 9. We did pick up a pair of East here, but we do have tiles we can pass. The red dragon is really not helpful in this case. And I think what I would do here is break up that East. I would rather leverage the 3 and the 6 than a pair of East. Plus we have no West. Okay, so now a 9 dot came in. Well, there's a hand right there. So we did get an East. Let's break that out again. And I would definitely let a 5 go. And now we have to make a choice. We have 3, 6, 9 of some kind, 3 multiples in here. We could potentially play the first hand on the right. 3, 6 crack, 6, 9 dot, 3 multiples, no gaps. So that's what I would focus on here. And I think what I would do is let the 9 crack go instead of passing 2 wins. So let's see if we get any more keepers here. Well, now we have news. Look at that. I think we're still closer to the 3, 6, 9 hand. And as with news, we have 1 pair, but 3, 6, 9, we have 3. So I would just let it go. We're going to break out the wins. Now, here's an interesting challenge that we have. We could be left with all wins. I think what I would do here is try to parse these out now. Maybe the West. The player across from us gave us an East. So now if we get all keepers in this pass, we could then pass maybe the East back with a 5 and another wind. So let's see what we get. Okay, we did not get keepers, but we did get that East. So the winds are going around, and here we have tiles we can pass. So let's see, 3, 4. We do have a little something in here though. There's 3, 4, 5, 6. We'd have to throw away 2 pair. I don't think I would do that. I would leverage those pairs. Okay, let's go. Okay, we did pick up a 3, so that could be helpful. Nobody seems to want the East. Okay, now here we have 3 tiles we can pass, no problem. And the the player across from us gave us an east. So let's pass the one with an 8. Okay, so we have a south pair, north and south. Let's see, south went around. We have 6 discards, really 7, because we don't need that 3 dot, but it is in our category. So I would still keep it just to see what goes around. So now with these discards, we have 5 discards, including a pair, but I don't think anybody wants it. Wins were going around. So I'm expecting wins to go down. So with 6 discards, I'd say we're an underdog until we build this hand. A second option, first line under 369. So at the moment, we do have we have a hand with no gaps, but it's weak. So let's see how this goes. And we're not going to pick a hand yet. We're not going to even pick a plan B. We're just going to focus on 369 and gather. So let's discard the year tile. Well, actually, let's let the north go. We don't need wins. Nobody took the north. And we could claim 1 tile or 2. We could claim the 3 crack or the 6 bam, but nothing for the Kongs. 6 crack or 9 dot. We need those to be Kongs. We're not ready for that. So we're going to need a joker. Now let's let the wind go. Nobody seems to like the winds. Okay, now here a 9 dot is going down. So a 6 crack went down and a 9 dot is going down. Those are both of our tiles. So our hand is even weaker now because we're going to need jokers. When your hand that you're thinking of playing is weakened, that's when you want to think about switching. So with these tiles, we could maybe switch to the second hand in mixed suits, but we have no flowers. And we would still need jokers either way. So we're just going to stay put and keep an eye on 6 crack and 9 dot and just see what happens. The best laid plans. Okay, now here's 7. And we have a 7 here. We may be able to switch to some kind of a 6, 7, 8, 9 hand. If we get 8s, that would be a long shot right now. So let's just watch it. We'll watch it and see what happens. We got a joker. Here's a 4 crack that went out. I like to discard year tiles though if I'm not using them. So let's let this 2 bam go. Now with that joker, if another 6 crack goes down or 9 dot, we could Kong 1. And that is our best option, even though we still need another joker. We may be able to still do this hand. Okay, now there's a 1 crack pair. This is not out yet, so technically that could be joker bait. We just entered the middle game. We got a 9 bam, so I would keep it. Let's let the 7s go since we have no 8. Okay, the wins. Okay, now here's our joker bait. So if no one takes this, those are discards. We wouldn't be able to use those as joker bait. Yeah, nobody wanted those. So we can just let those go. Nobody wants the wins either. Okay, we're good there. Now here, we're still not ready. We need to Kong that for that second hand on the right, first line. We need to Kong 6 crack. So now we're going to need 2 more jokers. We got to let it go. We have no choice. So that weakens our hand. That wounds our hand, actually. We should probably switch to something else, but we need flowers if we're going to do a strong pivot to the second line on the right. Mix suit 369, and we may be able to do it. Okay, so let's see if we can get a flower. We need a flower to make that work. All right, now here we have to make a choice. We could Kong. If we Kong that, there's some potential for the third hand down, although we have a gap there too. We need a white dragon. I think we should go ahead and Kong. If we're going to have any chance at a win, we've got to take it. Let's let the 9 down go. So we need a flower in here. We've got to get a flower. 4 dot can go. This is a potential keeper for the third hand down. So that is an option tile. We're not saying that's a backup. It's an option, which is not as specific. We're going to keep it fluid. You want to stay flexible. We're looking for a flower to solidify our direction. Nope. No flowers are out yet. Still none. Okay. There are 2 6 cracks out. So I don't think the 9 crack is going to be helpful. The 1 cracks are not either. So let's let those go first. Don't need wins. We're good there. Okay, that's our tile. We would need to Kong if we play the second hand or the first hand on the right, both of those second options, and we're not ready. So we're going to need another joker. Okay, this we do not need at all, and it is out. We're at 44 tiles remaining. We're going into the end game after this next pick. We probably should fold unless we get a flower. Let's see. I see we have a question from Sophie. Okay, that's our option tiles, and we're not ready to do anything there, so we're going to let it go. Oh, there's a joker exchange opportunity for us. Okay, let's see. Given that National Mahjong League rules scoring and tournament rules scoring work differently, how does this change the strategy? You ask because you recall that Mahjong Time uses the former, but I Love Maj uses the latter. Okay, so the reason why these platforms use different scoring, you'd have to ask the developers that, but the strategies, I still play to win regardless. And this particular platform, I don't think they penalize you for a multiple exposures. I'm not sure. I've not actually paid that much attention, because what I pay attention to is playing to win or folding to block. And then I just do my best. So I don't really, the payout, besides when I fold and the level of defense I take in the game, the scoring doesn't necessarily drive my decisions, because my focus is on either playing to win or folding to block. And that's it. The values have nothing to do with it. Now, if I'm set up for a big hand, then I play to win a big hand. And that's where the value might come in for me. But other people may play differently. If somebody has a potential quint showing, I'll probably fold and block. Kathleen says she does change her strategy on I Love Maj because they penalize significantly. Oh, so they they actually do use the tournament scoring with multiple exposures. So you just have heightened defense. If someone has multiple exposures, you probably just fold and block. Okay, so I'm going to ignore this, of course. We'll ignore that. We'll ignore that, and then we'll get this joker and discard this 1 crack. We still need a flower in here. We do not need this red dragon. We're at 37 tiles remaining, and we still have a gap, no flower. So we should really fold. Until we get that flower, we should fold. We also need another joker for the 9 dot. 4 bam is out. Okay, so thankfully we didn't discard that joker. They had 1 exposure. They got 35 points. I don't see, they must have, so who threw it? Oh, Amistad, discard. Amistad, that would be, Amistad earned, oh no. I don't understand that name. Anyway, I was trying to figure out how, did they win by, they must not have won by self-pick, because then they would have got plus 10 points if they used tournament scoring. And if someone discarded the winning tile, I don't know who got negative score. So I don't know how that worked. It was self-picked. Well, shouldn't they get, let's see, oh, because that's a 20, let me see, 1, 2, 3, double dragon. Okay, that's a 25-point hand plus 10 points. So they got plus 10 points for self-picked win. And that is tournament scoring. Thank you, Kathleen. Okay, so our hand just didn't come in. It went down. We were thinking about switching to the second hand down on the right, but we didn't get any flowers. So we were hurting the whole game. We were an underdog for the whole game. Okay, here we go. We're going to sort. And now we have 2 pair. We have a 3 dot pair and a white dragon pair. If these were your tiles, what would you focus on? Which category? And let me know if you want to share what you would pass. So with these tiles for me, I would let the wind go and I'd keep the 3 and the dragons. So some kind of 3 white, maybe this 5 dot could help. If we get a 1 dot, we could maybe play little odds, 3rd hand down. The 2 could come in handy. We could maybe play a year hand and let the 3s go. I would pass these 2, 8, 9. With a 3 dot pair, we don't need an 8, 9. We have no 6, so a 3, 6, 9 hand would not be good either. So I would keep the 2 for a potential year hand, or maybe consecutive run with dragons. That would be the 5th hand down if it comes in. Right now we've got gaps. Okay, so here we did pick up a 4. So we have 2, 3 dot, 4, 5 bam, no gaps for the second hand down. And we have tiles we can pass. Now, one thing did happen here. We have a 9 and a 6 for a 3, 6, 9 hand. I think I would let it go because we do have a hand with no gaps in here. 2, 3 dot, 4, 5 bam, and we would sacrifice the white dragon. But we could also maybe play 1, 3, 5 dragon if we get a 1. 3rd hand down. We didn't get it. We did get a green dragon, but that's really not very helpful. We have a 7, 8. That's kind of risky. So 2, 3 or 1, 3, 5, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3 dragon. The 1, 2, 3 dragon hand requires a pair of 1s. That is a pair gap. So the 5th hand down would be a really risky choice because we have no 1 dot. I was thinking that we could maybe keep the green dragon and switch to the 3rd hand down under 3, 6, 9 if we get a 3 bam, but that's a specific tile. I do wonder though if we could pass the 2 dot and still play it both ways. So maybe focus on little odds, gap hand, and identify the joker as a 1 dot. So let's just see what we get. Nothing. We have tiles we can pass. So keep going. Still no keepers, and I would not pass east-west. Now that we have let the 2 dot go, we could let this, let's see, let's let the 5 bam go. Okay, now 3 bam came in, 1 3 5 came in. So let's let the 4 go. We have a wind, a 1 and a 4. So we have 1 3 bam, 3 5 dot, second hand down on the left. We could still maybe do the third hand down under 3 6 9, 3 bam with a green dragon, 3 dot with the white dragon. That hand would leverage both multiples. So that's probably what I would focus on. Let's see what we get. We got a 1 bam pair. That kind of changes things a bit here. So I think I would pass 2. 1 3 5, 1 3 3 5, second hand down. We could maybe keep the wind. No. News with 1 3 5 with only 1 wind. No, I wouldn't do that. I would focus on either little odds 1 3 5, second hand down on the left, or 3s with dragons under 3 6 9. Okay, so we're in between. We're going to be an underdog until we pick a hand. We're in between the second hand down on the left under odds or the third hand down under 3 6 9. And we already have an opportunity to commit. We have a white dragon discard. We could pung, and we have no gaps for that hand. Since we need a pung, we could wait. Let's wait because we have equal potential for little odds 1 3 5. Let's just wait on that. That's our tile, but again, I would wait. We only need a pung for the dragon if we play the third hand down. Okay, there's a joker, so that's potentially a good tile to keep. Okay. Let's see. I'd rather not talk about, I'd rather keep the focus on American Mah Jongg if we can, because we have a lot of beginners here and I don't want to confuse them with talking about Hong Kong Mah Jongg. So if that conversation would be really good on the Mah Jongg Time Facebook group. So yeah, I think a lot of people will have a hard time relating to that. Okay, so let's focus on this hand here. Little odds, I think, has the strongest potential, but we could still maybe play that third hand down under 3 6 9. Yeah, scoring does influence people, sure. Okay, we don't need a 2, so we're going to let that go. Okay, that's our tile for the second hand down on the right. We have 2 multiples in here, one bam pair, 3 dot pair. Both of those can be punged. If we were to claim this 5 dot, we could Kong using our 2 jokers. We're at 90 tiles remaining, so we're still in the begin game. Because we have a pair with the 1 bam and a pair with 3 dot, I'd commit to this hand and Kong. We have no gaps for this hand. So I'd call it if this were my hand in a real game. Well, this is a real game. I'd call it. And then I would let the dragons go. So we're playing second hand down on the left. Let's see how this goes. We're going to let these, let's see, white dragon went out. Nobody wanted it. So I would probably let those go next. We could pung the 1 bam and the 3 dot. So let's let the white dragon go. Okay, now that we could pung. We'll let the, actually, let's let this flower go. That we need to Kong. So we're going to need a joker. There we have the joker. We're still not out of the woods. We need another 3 bam or joker. Here we could pung. And I would. We have no gaps. And of course, everybody knows what we need. Nobody wants that, but I want to let the year tile go. I would love to get that 5 dot. Okay, we're at 65 tiles remaining. So we're in the middle of the game right now. There's the 3 bam. So we picked well. We're ready to win on a 3 bam with 3 exposures. So no need to do any pivoting here. We could win with a joker or a 3 bam. If we draw a 5 dot, we can do an exchange. Oh, we got one. Oh. Okay, there's a joker open. Oh, darn. Somebody got it already. There's a joker. Don't need wins. Oh my gosh, I think we had all 3 of those. There's a joker. We got Mah Jongg. 135, little odds. Oh, it feels nice to win against these robots. They're formidable. They are formidable, these opponents here. Okay, so 1335, and we, with this kind of a hand, this is, I call it a hand of least resistance. You can use any number of jokers. So even if you have a weakness, and even if you get wounded where a lot of your tiles are going down, you can use jokers with this kind of a hand because there are no pairs. So you can play it out. You just got to get the jokers to replace any of the tiles that went down that you were not able to call, like what happened here. So don't give up on your hand if you have the potential to build it with the use of jokers. So that's one of the beauties about this particular type of hand. Thank you. All right, let's play again. Here we have news with a pair. News with a pair north. We do have a 3 bam pair here. I think if this were my hand, I'd play wins. And I would probably break up the 3 now so we're not left with a pair, and I'd gather wins. We have a really healthy block there. Let's see if we can get some more. Oh boy. Here's a chow. I don't think that's a big deal though. I would let it go. Let's see. Let's let the 2 bam go here. Oh, no one's giving away wins. Okay, so let's let the 3, 8, 9 go. No wins at all. What in the world? Let's pass one of each suit. Or actually, this 5 might be better. Evens and odds. You would have kept the year tile. Oh, that's a good idea. We could keep the 5 and see if a 2 comes in. We could still go there. There's a wind. We could pass 3. Okay, so we do have some potential there for a year hand, second from the bottom. Kathleen mentioned that. But I would focus on maybe the 3rd hand down under wins. We've got our pairs. We have a flower and we need west-south. We could pung the west. We need help with our south. So somebody else here, I think, is playing winds because only one came through. So we do have a competitor for winds. We do have a pair of fives there now. Let's see if we can get some winds from the wall. It would be very nice. A dragon. Well, we could keep it. There is some potential for the concealed hand. So that would be an option for us. Okay, here's a 5 dot. Potential for a year hand. Two bams are out. We don't need 4. Don't need 6. Okay, this is our tile, but we're not ready for it. Well, that was quick. Nobody's playing winds. They were all in the wall. Oh my gosh, I'm surprised. Okay, so 7, 8, 9 dragon. That's a beauty. That's a pretty hand. All right, let's play again. Oh, we have a wide spread. No, we don't. We have a pair west. Oh, pair west. We have a lot of 5 through 9 here. I'd break up the west. A west without any other winds is just not, it's not strong. It's weak because we have nothing to work with it. I'd rather focus on the predominant pattern, 5 through 9, probably leaning towards the middle of the run because we have 2 5s, 2 7s, 2 8s. Let's see what we get. A 9 and a 7. We could maybe play odds. So let's let the west go. So now we have to make a choice. So by focusing on this predominant pattern, now we have potential around that 9 bam pair. We have 7, 8, 9, 5 through 9, 5, 7, 9, 5, 7, 5, 7, 9. No flowers. We have no flowers. That is a gap. We could maybe play the second hand down on the right. I think maybe the 6 and the 8 could go. I would keep 7, 8, 9. Okay, let's see what happens here. A 9 crack came in. Here's a 6. The 4, no, we've got a 9 bam pair. We don't need a little number. All right, so now we need to pass 2 tiles. We have 5, 7, 9 is the predominant pattern here. So I'd let the 8 and the 6 go and just focus on big odds. Big odds of some kind. Here's a 5 bam pair. We can continue. So we have 2 discards and we need to sacrifice a tile now. So we have 5, 7, 9 of some kind, 5, 7 bam, 5, 7, 5, 7, 5, 7, 9. Ooh, we kind of have all keepers. I wish we could have a flower at this point. 5, 7, 9. I think I would keep the 5, 7, 9 in bams. Let's see. 5, 7. Let's let the 5 crack go. I would love it if one of these robots gives us a flower. Okay, now here's a 6. 5 through 9 pair, 7 crack pair. We could do 5, 7 bam, 7, 9 crack. I would just let these go, keep the multiples. Let's see if we can get that 8 bam back. No, but there's the 9 dot and a 9 bam. Well, that's interesting. We have a hand. 5, 7, 9 dragon, third hand down on the right. I would still keep that 6 bam, I think, and pass a 9. Now that we have this 9 bam pung, I think I would focus on that. and play 5-7-9 dragon. And I would not pass like numbers or a pair here. Okay, we got a 6. So now we have 5, 6, 7, 9. We have a pung of 9s, no 8 bam. We do have 1, 7, 9 in bams, but that would be super risky. Let's see here. 5, 7, 9 dragon. I think that hand has no gaps. No gaps. There is potential for 5, 6, 7 flowers, 5th hand down under consecutive run, but we have no flowers. And that is a pair gap. We have no flowers. So I would not focus on that. And I would rather pass fully and break up the 6. Excuse me. So I would pass 3 and break up the 6. So maybe 1, 9, 6. Okay, so we have, oh, here's a 5, 7, and a 7. So let's keep the odds and just stay flexible. We're just going to play adaptive. We're going to see what comes in. I would probably lean towards that 3rd hand down under odds. It'd be really nice to get a 7 bam. A 7 bam would be a great pick here. There goes the 8 bam. Don't need wins. Okay, so probably these can go. Oop. I would just focus on 5, 7, 9 dragon. There's a joker. Okay, so let's let the 5 crack go. We have everything. Oh, no. We still need one more good pick for the dragon or the 7 because we could use this to Kong the 5. Oh, yeah, we are set because we could use the dragon with the joker for a pung. We're ready to Kong the 5 bam, pung the 7 bam, and we could even Kong that 9. So we are set for that dragon hand. We have 3 discards, so I'd say we're a front runner. We could take risks if we want to claim discards with these jokers exposed. I think we can handle that risk. So let's go ahead and pung. For the 3rd hand down on the right under odds. All right, now what is out? 6 bam. That would be a great discard. The 9 crack is out as well. Okay, I don't want to hold dragons. Oh, 9 crack. That 9 crack might look promising for joker bait, but it's already out. Nobody wanted it. So it's likely just a regular discard. Yeah, there it goes. Nobody wanted it. Here's the joker. Oh, there's another joker open. 3 jokers open. Okay, 1 just went away, the 2 dot. Oh, we don't want to hold that. We have a good discard here with the 9. Nobody wanted it. There's a keeper. Okay, we have a double weight, and there it is. Green dragon. We can use this for the 5. And then the green dragon here for our win. So we Mah Jongg, 5, 7, 9 dragon, 3rd hand down on the right. All right, that's a beauty. I like to call these hands with dragons beauties. It's a beauty. 5, 7, 9 dragon. All right, now across from us, we have north and south with 1s. They have 2 discards. On the left, they're playing a gap hand. Evens, number 4, no flowers. That's surprising if these are advanced players. I'm surprised they have that programmed. Over on the right, same hand. That's interesting. They need flowers. Flowers were the gotcha here. They're in the wall. Thank you for the kudos on that. Let's play one more. Okay, so now what do we have this time? We actually have a pair of flowers. That is unprecedented for me. Unprecedented. Say it right there. So pair of flowers, we can use that lots of ways. So what I would look for here is the predominant pattern. We have a couple of dragons, singles. We have 1, 6, 7 in bams, 1, 2, 6 in cracks, 1, 3, 6, 7 in dots. We have 3 1s, we have 3 6s, and we have 2 7s. So I would probably focus on 6, 7. We do have, though, in here 1, 2, 3 as well. But with a 6, 7, we have 2 7s. So we might be able to do something with 6s and 7s, maybe with the dragon, one or both. We could maybe play like numbers with 6s, or we could do something with a consecutive run in there. We do have tiles we can pass. I think if you were to hold 1, 2, 3, you might do well there as well. It's one or the other, but I think we have an extra tile with the 7s. So I think that's what I would focus on. Let's see what we get. We got a 9. I was thinking for a bit that maybe we could do a 3, 6, 9 hand, but we gave away the 3. I'd let it go because we've got like numbers with 1s and 2 wins. So I'd let a wind go with a 1, 9. I would just focus on probably the 6s. Now we have north and south. Here's 1, 2, 3. So it seems that the 1, 2, 3 are trending. We don't need the wins. I think what I would do here is let a 7 go. I would not pass north, south. I would not pass like numbers either. I think I would let a 3 go here. Let's see if 1, 2, 3 come in, or we could just focus on like numbers with 6s. 1, 2 pair hand. 1, 2 pair hand. We have no pairs though. Lots and lots of gaps. 1, 2 pair hand. What with 6, 7? Pull that back. 6, 7. So the 1, 2 pair. I was thinking you meant 1, 2. Okay, let's let the 2 go. Let's see if we can do a pair hand. There's a 6. What do you know, Dana? Look what came in. We're going to keep going. A 6. 2 6s. Okay, so let's let the red dragon go. We need a 7 crack in here if we're going to make that work. The north can go. I think we're closer to like numbers with 6s and the dragon. But let's see, because we've got a gap. No 7 crack. We have no 7 crack, but we can pass. Okay, we have 3 discards for the pair hand. Let's pass, or let's discard the south. So we're looking for a 7 crack. That's a pair gap, which is super risky. And then we could also maybe play like numbers with 6s and dragons. So let's see what happens. Flying Tiles Academy, that is Dana. That is Dana. I think she's thinking about the pair hand with 6, 7. So I think she is up with where we are. I think we're probably better off to play. Wow, look what came in here. 3, 6, 9 with 6s. There's 3, 6, 9 with 6s. Second hand from the bottom. We don't need a 2. Oh, no worries. No worries. Okay, that's our tile for the pair hand. 7 dot pung. That's not going to help with a pair hand. We have 6, 7, 7 dot pung. Let's let the 3, 6, 9 go. Oh, we need that. We need to keep that 6. Okay. Let's see. I picked up on that, Dana. I understood what you were saying. It took me a minute to figure out what you were doing. Okay, now we have a pung of 6s. So I would not play the pair hand right now. But what I would look for here, I would look for 4, 5, 6 in cracks. Oh, this is going to be risky though. A 5 crack would be super nice. This is not working. We could switch to maybe like numbers with 6s because we've got a big gap, and we wouldn't call anything because we're concealed. Now there's an option for us. We could play 6 band, 7 dot, 8 crack, mixed suit, third hand down on the right. We really don't need the 7 band. Let's let it go. And then we could maybe even let the 7 dot go, because if we were to play 6, 7, 8 mixed suit on the right, third hand down on the right under consecutive run, we only need a pair of 7s. The middle number is a pair, and we could still maybe play like numbers with 6s. Okay, we do not need a 3. We have no 9. Don't need a 2. We're an underdog. There goes our 8 crack. Oh, look what came in, an 8 crack. Okay. So let's just pull these off real quick and arrange this so you can see it. 6, 7, 8 flower. We'll need a joker for the 8. Now what we could maybe do is let this white dragon go. Let's do that, because now we are in pretty good shape, but we need a flower or another joker for the third hand down, because we need a Kong of flowers. But I think we're in pretty good shape now for that third hand down. Oh, 6 crack. So now we have to make a choice. This is callable. I was thinking that we could maybe switch to the second hand down under like numbers, but we need a Kong in here concealed, and we don't have it. At any moment it could go down. Plus there's a 6 dot out, and I think I thought I saw another 6 go down. No, I don't see a 6 crack. I think we're better off with 6, 7, 8, because we can Kong the 6 band, we can Kong the 8 crack. All we need in here is a flower or a joker to Kong the flowers, and there are 8 flowers. There are 2 flowers, 3 flowers out. We have 2, that's 5. So there are 3 more flowers. I think I would let the 6s go. We're at 53 tiles remaining. Let's let the 6. That was kind of a hard choice. Uh-oh. Oh man. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's still 1 more flower. We need to hold on to this joker for our 8. I would wait. Okay, so let's Kong. So this is a discard. There's one more flower. There's also one more 8 crack. We need another joker for the flower. Those flowers were really, flowers are hard to get for me. Okay, we don't need a 9. Okay. Oh, there it goes. I want to save that. I want to save this joker for our 8 crack. Nobody seems to want wins. Okay, 4 crack. I think this player on the left, they could be doing 1, 2, 3, 4, but I see 3 crack out there. We're going to risk it. We're at 30 tiles remaining. We have 3 picks left. We need 1 joker, 2 jokers. Let's throw the 4. Oh, darn. They are playing 1, 2, 3, 4. Shoot. Oh, I lost 20 points because they had 2 exposures. Bummer. All right. That's okay. It happens. All right. What do you think about pivoting? Does it give you anxiety? I think I do have a wiki article on switching hands. If not a wiki article, I think I have videos on it. So let me just look to see what I have here on switching hands. I don't remember if I have a wiki article specifically on it. Yeah, how to switch hands, Article 252. Okay, so Article 252, if you're interested, I'll put the link in there. Here you go, right there. Okay, so this, the thing about pivoting though, that doesn't work. This spreadsheet about what hands you can pivot to, that doesn't work because there are common patterns and common shapes and even like tiles that are being used if you look at the card at face value. But that is more about understanding the relationship between categories, and yes, where you might be able to switch by category, but what comes into play more is the timing and what is out, the discards and the exposures. So I would not recommend looking at any infographics or references about backup hands because it's a myth. It doesn't work. You've got to be reactive. You can't pre-select a backup hand. It's a real-time decision that you make based on what is happening at the table. All right. You get nervous and sometimes call the wrong tiles. Yeah, that's where you just want to slow yourself down. Take a breath. You could say wait, but every time you say wait, it lets everybody know that you're in that range of what's being discarded. It may not be the right suit, but it may be the right number. But it, over time, every time you say wait, people can make connections based on the tile that you're considering. So be mindful of that. All right, so that's going to do it for this live stream. Thank you very much for being here with me. We'll be back again tomorrow for members only live stream. So we're going to meet early because I have a meeting between 1 and 3. And then we're also going to do a pop-up live stream in the late afternoon, probably from, let's say, maybe 4 to 5 or something like that. We'll do a pop-up Let's Play live stream. So let's see. Jackie says your advice to stay adaptive and not lock in early is helpful. Yeah, and it really depends on what you have, because if you know what hand you're playing and you have no gaps, and it is in the early game, someone discards a tile you can claim, go for it if you have a strong hand developed. So not claiming a discard in the early game, I would consider it if my hand is strong enough. So don't discount that just because a tile goes down in the early game. You can still maybe claim it. It's about hand strength as far as whether or not you want to take the risk of exposing at that time. And if you know what hand you're playing, you have no gaps and few discards. If you're a front runner, someone throws out that tile, I'd take it. Stay in front, expedite hand development. That's how I would play it. So don't lock yourself into any one thing. It's all, this game, Mahjong overall, is a very flexible game. You've got to stay adaptive, and there are no hard and fast rules when it comes to strategies. You've got to be able to apply them based on what is happening in real time, because at one given time, it's going to be different because the variables change. Your hand is different. Your hand strength is different. The people you're playing with are different. The discards, the exposures, where you are in the game, all those things are constantly evolving. And that's why there are no hard and fast rules when it comes to strategy. You've got to just stay fluid. And this is one reason why we love the game, because it is complex. Okay, let's see. There are rules. I'm talking about hard and fast strategies. Rules on strategy application is what I'm referring to. Of course, you need to play by the rules, and rules matter, and rules are hard and fast. They're written in stone, yes. I'm talking more about strategy application. So if, for example, I heard an instructor say, if someone throws a tile you need in the early game, let it go. And I disagree. If you have a strong hand and you know what hand you're playing, take it, because you can take the risk if you are a front runner. So that is what I'm referring to when it comes to hard and fast rules with strategy application. So let me maybe put that disclaimer in there. Yes, rules are important. Okay, any other questions? Thank you very much for hanging out with me today. We'll be back again next week for more of the same. Join me on Monday for Nitty Gritty Let's Play live stream, 1 to 2-ish p.m. Eastern time. And then we'll be back here same time for Learning Lab Player Edition on Tuesdays. And thank you again, moderators, for helping monitor the chat today. We'll see you again tomorrow. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, consider subscribing. Click the little gray bell if you do. That way you'll get notification for when I post new videos, and you won't miss an opportunity to learn a new strategy or pick up an insight to the game that could give you an advantage at the table. Between now and the next video, may all your picks be keep.